Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Jay here, aka Mojo Sports, coming at you guys with a new video. Today, we're going to talk about population report, aka Pop Report. So what is Pop Report? First off, I just want to say I'm home now, and I'm starting to do more videos where I can be informative, I can help you guys, more just to share my experience, honestly. If there's anything I can do on this, I never try to tell people what to do. I'll share my experience and kind of go from there. I'm not an expert. But I do have things in the hobby and 10 years of experience that I like to shed in my videos and document the process. So today's video, we're going to talk about Pop Report. You hear Pop Report all the time. To the seasoned vet collectibles, is probably going to be preschool, kindergarten of collecting. But to anybody that's never done this, I'm going to talk about Pop Report and why you see sometimes in my videos, I'll pop up my phone, I'll go on the back and I'll scan this little barcode here. So we're going to talk about Pop Report. What is Pop Report? Pop Report is, by the way, count $1 for every time I say Pop Report, and you guys are gonna be millionaires. Pop Report basically means I'm gonna scan this code and it's gonna tell me how many of these are in existence. Before I get into the PSA stuff, I wanna talk about Beckett. Beckett, I think they're awesome. I don't have a preference on PSA or Beckett. When I collected in the last 5 to 10 years, actually, Beckett was what people were grading with. It really wasn't about PSA. You would get a submission back and Beckett would have them stacked up and you'd get the gold labels, and we'd always say you're getting gold bars back. The reason I mention that is because Beckett's system for trying to look up Pop Report is terrible. I'm just going to say it. It's not ideal. I'm sure Beckett will figure this out down the road if they don't watch the videos or they don't hear from their consumers. But they don't have a QR code on these. These are obviously older. I'm sure Beckett's coming up with something. But for Beckett, you have to have an account. From my experience, I've tried to log into an account, and I have to look up how many there are. 2 of the biggest cards in my entire collection are Beckett slabs. So it shows you that I don't really mind Beckett. My BGS 95 DeMarcus Cousins NT and my Jackie Robinson cut autograph. So I don't have a preference, but what I will tell you is I will buy Beckett cards. At times, Beckett is cheaper than PSA, right? You could get a BGS 95 for much cheaper than you could a PSA 10. So if it's a card you really like, I always tell people, don't trip about buying Beckett. It's kind of whatever the price works for you and how bad you want that card. But the reason I bring that up is Beckett's system for checking comps, it's a little, spotty. We'll give you an example. So let's use Tom Brady as our example. I bought these 2 Tom Brady cards. Right, 02 and a little 08 Chrome, 02 Pacific, Crown Royale. So I'm at a show in the National Card Show, and I looked this card up. It is the Tom Brady 08. You see a lot of people buying these cards. It's the 08 Refractor out of 425. Why do people buy these cards? Honestly, old school Topps Chrome, you can't beat it. I know people love Prism, but if you're part of this community and you don't know about Topps Chrome's just, it's awesome. So what I'm going to do to check the pop, right? We have the card. On the older PSA slides, which I'll show you, they don't have this, but there's a QR code. What I'm going to do here, and you'll see me do this at shows. When you watch some of the videos, sometimes you'll see me in person at trade nights. I go on the back, and Pop Report's a big one for me. I don't always check the comps. I check the Pop Report, do a little investigating, right? What factors into wanting to buy a card from me? Legacy, how the card looks, and how rare it is, right? Those are just some of the factors I'm talking about. So I'm going to guess this Brady is a Pop 25. And let's see. Wow, there's only 13. Look at that. So this population right here means 13. That means there's 13 in a PSA 9. And there are 9 10s out there. So out of the PSA 10s, there's 9 of them. So there's a total of 22 graded 9 and 10s of this card, right? And actually on here, this is kind of funny. It says on 6/29/2021, the card sold for $304, and I paid $300 for this card at the National Card Show. So that was the price we went off of. In my opinion, this card, I think I'd buy it now is $1,000, but a lot of Brady collectors are buying these. I bring this to a show, I get asked about this card more often than you would think. And you're thinking to yourself, but it's just an 8-year-old Brady. It's not just an 8-year-old Brady. It's an iconic set from Topps Chrome. It's numbered. And how many people are going to be opening 08 Topps Chrome? It's just not going to happen. You know how many people can still open 2018-19 Prism? You could buy a mega box for $750 to $1,000. You can still buy the 18-19. You're just not going to see 08 Chrome. You're not going to see stuff like this as often as you'd imagine. That plays a role, for what I'm buying. Whether you're buying for your collection for rarity, I have had this card since the National, and sometimes I don't even bring it to shows because I don't even want to move it. And there's factors into it. Or you want to make some money and flip cards and buy PC cards, more power to you. But the Pop Report matters for me. I look into cards like that. That's how I buy. And it's just something that, you know, you could do your research on. And like, here's the next example. 2002 Pacific Chrome Royale. You're thinking second year Brady, common card. People probably open thousands of boxes of this. Okay. It was I think it was $70 to $80 in Boston. Out of all the Brady cards I saw in Boston, I bought this one, right? Why did I buy it? First thing I did when I liked the price. I thought the card was cool because it's a die cut. And I go and look up the pop. There's only 31. There's 31 and there's 20 higher. That means there's 51 total out there, and I own one of them, right? And it was I think it was 60, 70 bucks. I mean, with how PSA grading prices are now, not bad. You know, it's a die cut card. It's Brady. It looks kind of cool. It's 2002. And at this point, I mean, this card, it could be worth $60, $70. It could be worth $100. To me, it's cool. I bought it because it looks cool and in the pop. I think it's an old school card, and I don't know. I like it. Look at Brady in there. So low pop, right? What's low pop? Low pop would be under, I'm going to stretch it here. I would say under 500, but I'm almost thinking under 200 is low pop. You know, there's like a medium pop. I mean, for example, and, you know, we'll talk about this last 2-3 years of card collecting. Drew Lock PSA 10. I paid $450 on this. You guys know the story. It's one of the worst cards I've ever bought in my life, which is not saying much. I have bought other cards. It adds up where it probably doesn't make sense, but this is just one of the ones I always highlight as my COVID dumb purchase of the year. 450 bucks. What was I thinking? I read some cool article. I heard he was doing well in training camp, August 2020. I thought, wow, Drew Lock, maybe he'll be, you know, really good, and he wasn't. The pop report on this is 3,139. So there you go. So not the rarest card. Also, it says on here on 8/2/2020, it went for $359. So I overpaid even more. Sold by Setter Sports. I know this guy. That's awesome. I didn't buy that one, but I'm just saying I paid I think $450 taxed out. $454 was what I paid on it. So I think right before August. Not my best purchase, as you can see. Next thing we'll talk about, and kind of going back to the scanning, is in-person autographs. A lot of my in-person autograph friends are on here. I met Kawhi Leonard his rookie year, and I got it slab. I paid for the cheaper slab. It doesn't say any information on there. It just says trading card. Why did I do that? It was $10 a card to authenticate it, and I knew I was never going to sell it. What I would do differently is I would pay for a premium service, but at the time, PSA was super backed up. That's why you'll see trading card on some stuff, because it was cheap, and PSA could actually slab it within 6 to 8 weeks. Now, I don't know the circumstances, but that was my mentality going into this. I met Kawhi and Tim Duncan at Sacramento State years ago, Kawhi's rookie year. I opened this SP Authentic box, and talk about ROI. I mean, this is a cool card, right? Kawhi, I got it signed myself. I met Tim Duncan. My friend and I had dumb luck. We bought a couple basketballs. I had a Kawhi card, and I had a Manu Ginobili photo, and Tony Parker, I got a picture with him. But this is nostalgic for sure. So I go in the back, and I scan it, and I'll tell you what comes up. So it's not going to tell you how many there are, because we don't know how many there are. He probably signed a couple of these. Kawhi Leonard, but look, it'll tell me that it's an authentic. So use the scanning code. Don't just go up to someone and buy the card just because you see it in the slab. Sometimes slabs are mislabeled, slabs are not authentic. There's a lot of factors in there. So just do your research. You don't have to be in a rush when you're buying cards. I'm not a, you know, nitpicky person saying something's fake or real, but sometimes I've not done it, but I've seen people buy cards where the label's literally wrong and the seller didn't say anything, which I don't know, that's not good. I'm laughing because it's terrible. So authentic, right? And for another example, so this is actually kind of rare. I don't really talk about this on video. Miles Bridges signed a Panini card. He's an Upper Deck exclusive. This is from his rookie year. Another example. So I'd go on the thing, and boom, authentic. And it doesn't say anything else. So if I could do this differently, if anybody has signed cards, you know, make sure they're real, right? PSA can fail them. You can N9 or whatever, N4, and that means it's not real. Verify, ask somebody if you think it's real. I had some guy message me asking me if his Kobe autograph was real, and I literally looked at it and I told him it wasn't, because I met Kobe. I'm not an expert, but I seen the way the K was signed, and it's just the autographer in me, the memorabilia guy in me. I've seen cards I know that you know, might not be real. I am not telling you guys to message me because I barely can get to my messages. But you know, if you see me at a show and you're like, is this real? I can give you my opinion, but at the end of the day, you know, that's all you're paying for is an opinion. You know, same with these cards. You're paying for an opinion of what someone thinks the card looks like. How many times have you seen a graded 10 that literally looks like an 8? So anyway, let's keep moving here. Let's do this. This is a cool card. I bought this from John. Shout out to Petaluma Sports Cards, Strike Zone. Awesome dude, John. He sold me my Curry rookie auto. So this is a beautiful looking card. It's a PSA 8, and I'm gonna guess the pop report's gonna be, let's say, I'm gonna say 20 on the 8, and I'm gonna say there's gonna be 5 10s, I'll say there's 5 8s, and there's gonna be 10 or 15 that are higher. And here we go. Wow, it's a lot lower than I thought. There's only 7 of the 8. The PSA 8 has 7 of them, and then the 10 right there's 10 of them in the 9 or 10. That means there's 17 of these graded Currys in 8, 9, and 10, and I own one of the 16 or one of the 17. That's a cool feeling, right? That's awesome right there. Very cool to see that, you know, have some research behind it. Here's a card that I have never even typed in on PSA. I don't see this card very often. This was a gift in Dallas. 2005 Topps Luxury Box. Dwayne Wade, Jay-Z, and Allen Iverson. Graded an 8 out of 250. Let's see what the pop report is on this. I'm going to guess 5 to 7. I've never seen it, but another thing you'll see is you'll see 5 to 7. How many people do you think have these cards in a vault? Or they're gone, some of these cards, right? Some of these rarer cards. They're not going to see them. Wow, there's only 1. I own the only graded card of this. There's no population higher. That's crazy. So this is the only one. This is a cool card. This was a gift in Dallas from a kid from Orlando. That's awesome right there. So, you know, pop reports are interesting. You know, I'll run through these last 2 examples. We got a 2016 Panini Select Christian Pulisic, right? His multi-color. This is his rookie year. Big-time Captain America. Go on here. I'm going to say pop's probably like 300, 400. So this is another example. 2016 Panini Select. Who's opening this, right? Who's opening this? How much of it's being opened? That's what you got to factor in. You know, you get into these nitty-gritties of, you know, oh, we're not going to see that card because it's not, the product's not being opened anymore. You know, how many 10s are there going to be? So look at that. There's 122 of them in the 9, and there's 126 that are higher. So there's an example. There's a lot more of these. But I would rather have this be under 500 than be in the Luka Doncic. I don't even know what that pop report is on the Lukas, but all I can tell you is that's, you know, they were $1,500 in December of 2020, and I knew something was off there. I knew that was off, and I didn't speak up against it. But you know how you have like the gut feeling, like when you're in a relationship or you're buying something or something seems too good to be true? My gut was talking to me in December of 2020. Then we went to Dallas in January, and you know the rest is history. But with that, because prices just kept going up and down, and the Jordan fleers, something seemed off, but I didn't have it in me to say it because it's like, I don't know. It's like the card boom was unlike anything I've ever experienced. You know, this is crazy how much, you know, money and trading and people influencing people are involved in this. It's insane to me. I still am shocked sometimes when I see it. But, you know, last thing I'll share is sometimes sometimes old PSA things don't have the QR code. So, obviously you can't do anything there. I know that you can look this card up by just type. I mean, here's the thing I'll explain. Convenience. When you're buying and selling or you're going to do a deal, whether it's in sports cards or not, convenience, right? To be able to go to my phone, how many times do you not have service, or, you know, the 130 point is crashing one more time, or eBay or whatever. You can't check sold listings. You know, my boy John Wee, he's coming up with an app. Shout out to him, and I know I met Pac-Man and him at Tampa. You know, he came up with an app where you can scan the card, and it's going to tell you how much it's been selling for, so you can get an instant comp. I love that concept. You know, shout out to John. I know they're coming up with that. Very excited to check it out. I was just thinking about that, but I'm thinking about this now. It's, you know, I go up to a show and I could scan the pop report. I can see what I'm buying. You know, how rare is this really going to be? You know, how many people graded the Tom Brady 08 refractor or the Atomic 2011? That's a crazy card. And the truth is, not many, right? And it just shows that the market's changing a lot. And if you're going to buy stuff, maybe buy rare. I don't know about you guys, but who doesn't want rare stuff, right? Who doesn't want rare stuff? You want something that not everybody has, or you're not going to see. If you guys have been watching my videos the last month and a half, I've been buying stuff that you're not going to see at shows. You're not going to see it on eBay. The George Mikens, the stuff that I'm like, yo, who's going to sell this? Probably not many people. If it catches my eye and it's rare enough, and I'm talking rare enough to where it's got value and it's got sentimental for my collection, I'm buying it, you know? So Pop Report's good. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm just here to share my experience. If any of you have, you know, better, you know, options, or, you know something easier, put it in the comments, help someone else out, you know? If anything I can do when I'm not at shows, hopefully we're having fun and vlogging, but also, you know, maybe making informative videos is something that I kind of tapped into, because I get asked a lot of questions, and I know people, you know, get asked questions as well. So why not put something out there that can help and inspire, you know, some of the newer collectors? So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You guys can check out my Whatnot link. $10, you'll get $10 to spend on there. Click my invite link. Your first purchase, you can apply the $10 to. Also, make sure you guys hit subscribe. We're almost 20,000 subscribers. Unbelievable. You know, and leave a comment. What's your lowest pop card, or what's like a pop card that you have that you know is really rare? Put it in the comments. I'm curious what everybody's buying as well. And also, don't forget to like the video. And I hope you guys all have a great week. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting our page. We really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys all soon. Hope you guys got a lot out of the video. Peace.